Dios ug makagagahom nga Amahan, salamat sa mga grasya nga among nadawat, labi na sa gasa sa kinabuhi. Hinaot unta nga kami hatagan sa gasa sa pagsabot ug mahayagan ang among hunahuna ug among gilauman, ikaw magahatag kanamo sa proteksyon. Sa mga magtutudlo, magapadayon ang ilang kinasing-kasing nga pag-alagad. Una kami sa kalipay, aron mulambo ang tinuod na gugma ug kaluoy sa matag adlaw. Ining tanan among gilauman, sa ngalan ni Jesus, Amen. Wayang magiliw, perlas sa silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bukaw. May dilagang tula at awit sa paglay minamahal, ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagniningning. Ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa na araw nang luwalat at pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Amay ligaya ng pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
The Department of Education, Division of TANGKUB City, in partnership with the local government unit of TANGKUB, presents TANGKUB, Transforming Advancement in the New Normal, Guiding K-12 Learners under Broadcast Media, a TV-based instructional program crafted in response to the need of making education possible and accessible to students at the comfort of their homes. It covers the most essential competencies thematically layered in drama plays, which were originally written, directed, and performed by teachers to see to it that education is securely provided. This is Ang TANGKUB.
It's TANGKUB, TANGKUB, TANGKUB time. We learn all things, it's very fun, masaya. Tutok na.
Kumusta mga bata? Sa dili pa nato sugdan ang atong pagtulunan karong adlaw, ato sang balikan ang mga letra nga ato nang nakatunan. Atong nakatunan ang letrang U nga adunay tingog nga U. Karon mga bata, paminawa ang kanta sa letrang U.
Magbasa na kita sa dakong ulan, ulap ug ulan. Magbasa na kita sa dakong letrang U. Basahon ta siya. U, u. Basahon ta siya. U, u, u.
Mga bata, otruha paglitok ang letrang U. Kung inyong gibasa nga U. Sakto! Mga bata, usba paglitok ang tingog sa letrang U. Kung inyong gibasa nga U. Maayo! Karon mga bata, ato nang sugdan ang atong pagtulunan karong adlaw. Kini mahitungod sa letrang Y. Andama og paklia ang inyong self-learning materials, page 19. Diha inyong makita ang letrang Y. Karon mga bata, tan-awa ang akong baba ug paminawa ko kung unsaon ang saktong paglitok sa letrang Y. Y. Akong usbon mga bata. Y. Karon mga bata, tudlua ang unang linya ug magdungan kita sa paglitok sa letrang Y. Y. Atong usbon mga bata. Y. Balikon ta mga bata. Y. Atong usbon sa makausa mga bata. Y. Karon mga bata, tudlua ang ikaduhang linya ug ilitok ang dakong letrang Y. Usba ninyo mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Usba pa sa makausa mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga Y. Sakto! Karon mga bata, tudlua ang ikatulong linya ug magdungan kita sa paglitok sa gamay nga letrang Y. Y. Atong usbon mga bata. Y. Balikon ta mga bata. Y. Usbon ta sa makausa mga bata. Y. Karon mga bata, tudluha ang ikaupat nga linya ug ilitok ang gamay nga letrang Y. Usba ninyo mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Usba pa sa makausa mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga Y. Sakto! Karon, tan-awa ang posisyon sa baba sa hulagway nga inyong makita sa inyong self-learning materials tapad sa letrang Y. Paminawa og sunduga ko ninyo kung unsaon ang saktong paglitok sa tingog sa letrang Y. Y. Akong usbon mga bata. Y. Karon, tudloa ang unang linya ug magdungan kita sa paglitok sa tingog sa dakong letrang Y. Y. Atong usbon mga bata. Y. Balikon ta mga bata. Y. Atong usbon sa makausa mga bata. Y. Karon mga bata, tudloa pagbalik ang unang linya ug ilitok ang tingog sa dakong letrang Y. Usban ninyo mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Usba pa sa makausa mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga, Y. Sakto! Karon mga bata, tudloa ang ikaduhang linya ug ilitok ang tingog sa dakong letrang Y. Usba paglitok mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Balika pa sa makausa mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga, Y. Maayo! Karon mga bata, tudloa ang ikatulong linya ug magdungan kita sa paglitok sa tingog sa gamay nga letrang Y. Y. Atong usbon mga bata. Y. Balikon ta mga bata. Y. Atong usbon sa makausa mga bata. Y. Karon mga bata, otruha pagtudlo ang ikatulong linya ug ilitok ang tingog sa gamay nga letrang Y. Usba paglitok mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Usba pa sa makausa mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga, Y. Sakto! Karon mga bata, tudloa ang ikaupat nga linya ug ilitok ang tingog sa gamay nga letrang Y. Usban ninyo mga bata. Balika pa mga bata. Usban ninyo paglitok mga bata. Kung inyong gibasa nga, Y. Maayo! Karon mga bata, paklia ang page 19 sa inyong activity sheets. Ug sunda ang putol-putol nga linya aron makasulat kamo sa letrang Y. Mga bata, samtang nagsulat kamo sa inyong activity sheets, paminawa ang kanta sa letrang Y.
Magbasa na kita sa dakong letrang Y. Basahon ta siya. Yeah, yeah,
Karon mga bata, samtang nagsulat kamo sa inyong activity sheets, paminawa ko kung unsaon pagbasa ang ngalan sa mga hulagway nga makita sa ubos sa inyong self-learning materials. Ang unang hulagway mao ang Yahweh. Yahweh. Ang ikaduhang hulagway mao ang Yoyo. Yoyo. Ang ikatulo nga hulagway nagpakita sa Yema. Yema. Hantod sa sunod nga higayon mga bata. Daghang salamat. Enjoy!
Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta. Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta.
Magandang umaga mga bata! Kumusta kayo sa araw na ito? Handa na ba kayo sa ating panibagong leksyon? Ako si Teacher Popoy. Sa araw na ito, ating sisimulan ang ating panibagong leksyon sa Filipino. Mga bata, basahin natin ang mga pangalan ng mga larawan na nagsisimula sa titik I. Ang titik I ay may tunog na E. Ngayon, kilalanin at babasahin natin ang mga pangalan na nasa larawan. Basahin natin ang pangalan ng eroplano, X, elepante, hélice, embudo, escuba, empanada, eba. Ngayon, basahin ninyo ang mga salita na makikita sa screen. Simulan na ninyo mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na eroplano, tama mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na X, magaling mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na elepante, tama mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na LC, magaling mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na embudo, magaling mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na eskuba, tama mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na empanada, magaling mga bata. Kung ang salita ay binasa ninyo na Eba, tama mga bata. Ngayon, basahin natin ang mga parirala na may mga salitang nagsisimula sa titik I na may tunog na E. Basahin ang mga parirala na inyong makikita sa screen. Halimbawa mga bata, ang eroplano. Simulan na ninyo mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang X, tama mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang eskoba, magaling mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang embudo, tama mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang elepante, magaling mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na si Eva, tama mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang LC, magaling mga bata. Kung ang parirala ay binasa ninyo na ang empanada, magaling mga bata. Ngayon mga bata, basahin na ninyo ang mga parirala na inyong makikita sa screen. Simulan na ninyo mga bata. Ngayon, babasahin ko isa-isa ang mga parirala at alamin ninyo kung tama ba ang inyong pagbasa sa mga parirala. ang eroplano at ang elepante, ang embudo at ang eskoba, si Eva at ang empanada, ang X at ang hélice. Ngayon, basahin natin ang mga pangungusap na inyong makikita sa screen. Simulan na ninyo mga bata. Kung ang pangungusap ay binasa ninyo na ang eroplano ay malaki, tama! Kung ang pangungusap ay binasa ninyo na ang elepante ay mataas, magaling! Kung ang pangungusap ay binasa ninyo na ang hélice ay umiikot, tama! Kung ang pangungusap ay binasa ninyo na si Eva ay kumakain ng empanada, magaling! Kung ang pangungusap ay binasa ninyo na may X sa aking papel, magaling! Ngayon mga bata, basahin na ninyo ang isang tula na inyong makikita sa screen na pinamagatang ang eroplano. Simulan na ninyo mga bata! Ngayon, babasahin ko ang tula at alamin ninyo kung tama ba ang inyong pagbasa sa tula. Ang eroplano. Ang eroplano ay yari sa yero. Malaki, mabigat ang eroplano. Isang sasakyan sa himpapawid. Pabalik-balik at punong-puno ng pasahero. Kaya dapat ingatan mo, mabait na piloto, para makarating sa destinasyon na ligtas at malayo sa peligro. Kung ang tula ay binasa ninyo katulad ng aking pagbasa, magaling! Para sa inyong unang gawain, tingnan ang ibabang bahagi ng tula na inyong binasa at sagutin ang mga tanong na inyong makikita. Para naman sa inyong ikalawang gawain, mga bata, buksan ang ika-97 na pahina ng inyong Module E. At para naman sa inyong takdang aralin, Mga bata, gayahin at isulat ang titik E sa kursibong pagsulat nito. Hanggang sa muli mga bata, sana'y may natutunan kayo sa araw na ito. Enjoy!
Welcome dinhi sa atong klase sa kindergarten. Dinhi sa tulungaan sa telebisyon. Mga bata, karong adlaw, aduna na usab kitay bag-o nga leksyon. Andam na ba mo nga magkat-on mga bata? Ali na, magkat-on na ta. Karong buntaga, magkat-on kita bahin sa party sa lawas. Mao ang ulo. Mga bata, ato unang paminawon ang kanta kabahin sa party sa lawas. Bata, atong nadungog ang kanta nakabahin sa party sa lawas. Gihisgutan dito sa kanta ang ulo. Ug karon mga bata, tan-awa ko ninyo. Akong gihikap ang akong ulo. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Usbon ko mga bata. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Usbon ko sa makausap pa mga bata. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Karon mga bata, aduna ako'y ipakita nga video. Ato kining tan-awon. Mga bata, ang atong gikanta, ang awit nga mahitungod sa body parts. Ug samtang kita nag-awit, atong gihikap ang ulo nga usa ka parte sa atong lawas. Ang ulo, mga bata, parte kini sa atong lawas. Akong usbon, mga bata. Ang ulo, usa sa mga parte sa atong lawas. Akong usbon sa makausapa, mga bata. Ang ulo, usa sa mga parte sa atong lawas. Karon, mga bata, oras na nakamunapod ang mubuhat sa paghikap sa imong ulo at tubangan sa imong mama. Sige, atubangan na imong mama. Og hikapa ang imong ulo. Og isulti kini. Ma, mao kini ang akong ulo. Sige, sulayin na, mga bata. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, maayo! Ubuhatan na pud kini sa inyong papa. Sige, sulayin na, mga bata. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, very good! Karon, buhatan na pud kini sa imong ate. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, maayo! Karon, buhatan na pud kini ngadto sa kauban ninyo sa inyong balay. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, very good! Karon, mga bata, oras na para sa inyong unang buluhaton. Diha sa inyong self-learning material, inyong makita nga adunay giputos sa usa ka papel. Sa sulod sa putos, mao ang ginunting nga drawing. Ang inyong buhaton, i-plaster kini o i-arrange aron makita kung unsa ang maporma. O kung inyo kini na maporma, ipatapot kini sa blanko nga papel. Sugdi na ang buhat ninyo, mga bata. Alang sa duga nga buluhaton, subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon kolori kini og itom. Akong usbon, mga bata. Subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon kolori kini og itom. Akong usbon sa makausapa, mga bata. Subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon, kolori kini og itom. Og dinhi natapos ang atong leksyon karon adlaw sa kindergarten. Daghang salamat, mga bata. Bye-bye. welcome dinhi sa atong klase sa kindergarten. Dinhi sa tulungaan sa telebisyon. Mga bata, karong adlaw, aduna na usab kitay bag-o nga leksyon. Andam na ba mo nga magkat-on mga bata? Ali na, magkat-on na ta. Karong buntaga, magkat-on kita bahin sa party sa lawas. Mao ang ulo. Mga bata, ato unang paminawon ang kanta kabahin sa party sa lawas. Bata, atong nadungog ang kanta na kabahin sa party sa lawas. Gihisgutan dito sa kanta ang ulo. Ug karon mga bata, tan-awa ko ninyo. Akong gihikap ang akong ulo. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Usbon ko mga bata. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Usbon ko sa makausap pa mga bata. Mao kini ang ulo, usa sa party sa lawas. Karon mga bata, aduna ako'y ipakita nga video. Ato kining tan-awon.
toes, I'm gonna move each body part and say it. Here we go. I move my head.
Mga bata, ang atong ikanta, ang awit nga mahitungod sa body parts. Ug samtang kita nag-awit, atong gihikap ang ulo nga usa ka parte sa atong lawas. Ang ulo, mga bata, parte kini sa atong lawas. Akong usbon, mga bata. Ang ulo, usa sa mga parte sa atong lawas. Akong usbon sa makausa pa, mga bata. Ang ulo, usa sa mga parte sa atong lawas. Karon, mga bata, oras na nakamunapod ang mubuhat sa paghikap sa imong ulo at tubangan sa imong mama. Sige, atubangan na imong mama. Og hikapa ang imong ulo. Og isulti kini. Ma, mao kini ang akong ulo. Sige, sulayin na, mga bata. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, maayo! Ubuhatan na pud kini sa inyong papa. Sige, sulayin na, mga bata. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, very good! Karon, buhatan na pud kini sa imong ate. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, maayo! Karon, buhatan na pud kini ngadto sa kauban ninyo sa inyong balay. Nabuhat na ba ninyo, mga bata? Kung inyo nang nabuhat, very good! Karon, mga bata, oras na para sa inyong unang buluhaton. Diha sa inyong self-learning material, inyong makita nga adunay giputos sa usa ka papel. Sa sulod sa putos, mao ang ginunting nga drawing. Ang inyong buhaton, i-plaster kini o i-arrange aron makita kung unsa ang maporma. O kung inyo kini na maporma, ipatapot kini sa blanko nga papel. Sugdi na og buhat ninyo, mga bata. Alang sa duga nga buluhaton, subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon kolori kini og itom. Akong usbon, mga bata. Subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon kolori kini og itom. Akong usbon sa makausa pa, mga bata. Subaya ang putol-putol nga linya aron maporma ang usa ka ulo. Dayon, kolori kini og itom. Og dinhi natapos ang atong leksyon karon adlaw sa kindergarten. Daghang salamat, mga bata. Bye-bye.
likas na yaman. Halika na, mag-ipipina, ipipina, ipipina. Halika na, mag-aral na. Alamin ang teknolohiya sa agrikultura at pangkabuhayan upang umunlad ang ating bayan sagana sa likas na yaman. Halika na, mag-ipipina, ipipina, ipipina. Halika na, mag-aral na. Ipipina, 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 ipipina.
Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City, simply home. This is our place, Tanggub City. There is so much you can see. A paradise from nature's best. It's a beauty among the rest. Rich in culture and history, it has a colorful festivity. One people in harmony, one people in great revelry. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A bright future of our city is at hand. Tanggub City, simply home. 25 years of cultural fame, endless beauty in silver years. Magical symbols every Christmas, people dance in all festivals. Golden years of prosperity, we are proud of this great city. One people, one destiny. Tanggub City is a place to be. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Gearing for progress and development, people remain focused to their commitment. Preserving the tradition of good values into Tanggub City, simply call our home. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Brighter future, Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City.
Kahit maraming problema, chill ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan. Ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa. Ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ang mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa, maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay, isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay.
Kahit maraming problema, chill ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan, ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa, ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama, abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap, edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa, maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay, isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama, abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap, edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa, maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay, isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina.
Edukasyon sa pagpapakatao ang kailangan ng mundo upang matutong pakikipagkapwa-tao, mabuti ang loob at maginoo. Mag-aral na tayo ng ESP, mag-aral na tayo ng ESP.
sa malipayong pagkaton. Kagahapon, inyong nakatunan ang shape nga. Sa to nga shape? Sakto ka! Square! Ug tungod diana, aduna ako'y kanta nga giandam kaninyo. Ang title sa atong kanta, si Mr. Square. Oh! si Mr. Square. Sige, kantaon sa ni Teacher Charlene. Dayon, unyang taon-taon, kamo na po'y mo kanta. Sige. Mr. Square, makitabi sana sa may upat siya kakilid. Siya si Mr. Square. Sige daw, Bi. Ikaw daw, Bi. Wow! Maayo na gyud kaayo. Karon, sugdan na nato.
So karong adlaw mga bata, pagkatun-an ang mga butang na ang forma square. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square. Very good mga bata. Sige. Ato sa ning tagsa-taog sa unang gift ni Jonathan. Unsa gali na? Sakto, gift or regalo. Unsa gali porma sa gift ni Jonathan? Correct. Square. Square ang regalo. Ikaw, Dobby? Square ang regalo. Sakto ka. Ang square mga bata, adunay upat ka mga kilid. Og pariha ka tas-on ang iyang mga kilid. Kana mga bata, unsa na kinsa may nagadula og inana? Mao ka na ang chessboard. Unsa may porma sa chessboard? Sakto, square. So, square ang chessboard. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square ang chessboard. Very good. Kana mga bata, gamito nato na. Kung singtunta ato nang ipahid sa atong singot. Kung naihugaw sa atong nawong ato usab nang ipahid. Unsa man kana? Correct. Panyo. Unsa may porma sa panyo? Sakto, square. Square ang panyo. Ikaw, Dobby? Square ang panyo. Very good.
Wow! Maayo na gyud kaayo. Ug karon, magsugod na kita sa pagtuon ug hustong pamaagi sa pagdrawing og shape nga square. Maminaw og tarong kay naay giandam si teacher nga inyong ansiran sa balay. Sige, magsugod na kita.
Bata, it's activity time! Wow! Mga bata, mao kini inyong buhaton. Andama ang lapis ug ang red ninyo nga Crayola. Subaya ang square nga porma ug kuluran kini gamit ang red or pula nga Crayola. Aduna kami makita nga putol-putol nga linya ug subaya kini aron kini maporma nga square. Dayon, kuluran ninyo kini og red nga Crayola. Nakuha mga bata? Very good. Karon ang sunod ninyong buhaton. Subaya ang square nga porma ug kuluran kini gamit ang red nga Crayola. Aduna kami makita nga mga balloons ug mga gift Apan, inyo lang subayan nga linya ang mga linya aron mapurma nga square. Dayon, kuluran kini og red nga Crayola. Ang sunod ninyo nga buhaton mga bata, kuluran ninyo kanang square nga shape or porma nga naa sa ibabaw. Dayon, ang naa sa ubos, pangitaon ninyo ang mga butang nga porma niya square. Dayon, kuluran ninyo og bisag unsa nga color sa inyong Crayola. Kuluran lang ninyo katong mga butang nga adunay pormang square. Nakuha ba mga bata? Maayo. Enjoy!
Wow! Very good na gid kaayo. So karong adlaw, inyo nakatunan ang hustong pamaagi sa pagdrawing og shape nga square. Very good. Daghang salamat mga bata. Ug magkita-kita na usab kita sa sunod sa malipayong pagkaton. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye, bye-bye, goodbye. Goodbye!
Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta. Dali na mag-science na kita, mag-observe o mag-discover ta, living things o non-living things, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta, mga stars o mga planeta.
Kagahapon, inyong nakatunan ang shape nga. Unsa to nga shape? Sakto ka! Square! Ug tungod diana, aduna ako'y kanta nga giandam kaninyo. Ang title sa atong kanta, si Mr. Square. Oh, si Mr. Square. Sige, kantaon sa ni Teacher Charlene. Dayon, unyang taod-taod, kamo na po'y mo kanta. Sige. Mr. Square, makitabi sana sa may upat siya kakilid. Siya si Mr. Square. Sige daw, Bi. Ikaw daw, Bi. Wow! Maayo na gyud kaayo. Karon, sugdan na nato.
So karong adlaw mga bata, pagkatun-an ang mga butang na ang forma square. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square. Very good mga bata. Sige, ato sa ning tagsataog sa unang gift ni Jonathan. Unsa gali na? Sakto, gift or regalo. Unsa gali porma sa gift ni Jonathan? Correct, square. Square ang regalo. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square ang regalo. Sakto ka. Ang square mga bata, adunay upat ka mga kilid. Og pariha ka tas-on ang iyang mga kilid. Kana mga bata, unsa na kinsa may nagadula og inana? Mao ka na ang chessboard. Unsa may porma sa chessboard? Sakto, square. So, square ang chessboard. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square ang chessboard. Very good. Kana mga bata, gamito nato na. Kung sington ta ato nang ipahid sa atong singot. Kung naihugaw sa atong nawong, ato usab nang ipahid. Unsa man kana? Correct. Panyo. Unsa may porma sa panyo? Sakto, square. Square ang panyo. Ikaw daw, Bi? Square ang panyo. Very good.
Wow! Maayo na gyud kaayo. Ug karon, magsugod na kita sa pagtuon ug hustong pamaagi sa pagdrawing og shape nga square. Maminaw og tarong kay naay giandam si teacher nga inyong ansiran sa balay. Sige, magsugod na kita.
Bata, it's activity time! Mga bata, mao kini inyong buhaton. Andama ang lapis ug ang red ninyo nga Crayola. Subaya ang square nga porma ug kuluran kini gamit ang red or pula nga Crayola. Aduna kami makita nga putol-putol nga linya ug subaya kini aron kini maporma nga square. Dayon, kuluran ninyo kini og red nga Crayola.
Nakuha mga bata? Very good. Karon ang sunod ninyong buhaton. Subaya ang square nga porma ug kuluran kini gamit ang red nga Crayola. Aduna kamoy makita nga mga balloons ug mga gift. Apan inyo lang subayan nga linya ang mga linya aron maporma nga square. Dayon kuluran kini og red nga Crayola. Ang sunod ninyo nga buhaton mga bata, kuluran ninyo kanang square nga shape or porma nga naa sa ibabaw. Dayon, ang naa sa ubos, pangitaon ninyo ang mga butang nga porma niya square. Dayon, kuluran ninyo og bisag unsa nga color sa inyong Crayola. Kuluran lang ninyo katong mga butang nga adunay pormang square. Nakuha ba mga bata? Maayo. Enjoy!
Wow! Very good na gid kaayo. So karong adlaw, inyo nakatunan ang hustong pamaagi sa pagdrawing og shape nga square. Very good! Daghang salamat mga bata! Ug magkita-kita na usab kita sa sunod sa malipayong pagkaton! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Goodbye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Goodbye! Goodbye!
Alamin ang teknolohiya sa agrikultura at pangkabuhayan upang umunlad ang ating bayan sagana sa likas na yaman. Halika na mag-ipipina, ipipina, ipipina. Halika na, mag-aral na. Alamin ang teknolohiya sa agrikultura at pangkabuhayan upang umunlad ang ating bayan sagana sa likas na yaman. Halika na mag-ipipina, ipipina, ipipina. Halika na, mag-aral na. Ipipina, 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 ipipina.
Chill ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan. Ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa. Ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ang mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay.
ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan. Ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa. Ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina.
Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City, simply home. This is our place, Tanggub City. There is so much you can see. A paradise from nature's best. It's a beauty among the rest. Rich in culture and history, it has a colorful festivity. One people in harmony, one people in great revelry. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Tanggub City, simply home. 25 years of cultural fame, endless beauty in silver years. Magical symbols every Christmas, people dance in all festivals. Golden years of prosperity, we are proud of this great city. One people, one destiny. Tanggub City is a place to be. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Gearing for progress and development, people remain focused to their commitment. Preserving the tradition of good values into Tanggub City, simply call our home. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and
sad, the tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through, 'cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess can make me love you less. I'll stand by you, I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now. Hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. Well, I'm a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroads and don't know which path to choose, let me come along. 'Cause even if you're wrong, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. And when the night falls on you, baby, you're feeling all alone. You won't be on your own. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you.
magagandang tanawin, masarap pasyalan, iba't ibang kulturang matututunan. Masasarap na pagkain matitikman sa paglalakbay at pamamasyal sa mga magagandang lugar sa Pilipinas. Yan, tapos na ang proyekto kong panturismo. Hi! Ang ganda talagang pagmasdan ng Taal Volcano. Lalo na ang Taal Lake. Balang araw, mapupuntahan rin kita. You are on top of my bucket lists. With or without plans.
세상을 소리 질러 I love you 너 사랑한다고 나 여자가 되어달라고 눈부셔 always you're my star 내가 너 지켜줄게.
Yes? Ano yun? Leslie ng buhay ko?
Carrie, my darling! Matutuwa kasi babalita ko. Promise! May spoken word competition sa school sa susunod na linggo. Sali tayo, please!
Ay, naku! Alam mo namang mahihayin ako, Les. Kaya kong sumulat ng tula, pero yung ibahagi ko sa harap ng maraming tao, no way. No, no, no. Ayoko. Pass.
OMG! Bakit ang tagal kong nagising sa alarm? May mangrove planting pala ngayon. Naku! Walang SK chairman na late sa livelihood program ng gobyerno.
O Angela, dito pala ang punta mo. Para ba yan sa mangrove planting?
Opo, Manggusyon. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.50. Naku, Manggusyon, pasensya talaga. Naiwan ko kasi yung isang pouch ko sa lamesa. 9.50 lang po ito. Manggusyon, bawi na lang ako sa susunod, ha?
Aba, Angge. Angela, ang bata ka. Hindi ka naman iba sa akin, ha. Huwag mo nang intindihin yun.
Ako salamat talaga, Manggusyon.
Baba ka na.
Okay, break muna tayo guys. Dahil may inihandang itlog ang Barangay Council para sa ating lahat.
Ate Angela!
Oh, Rafaela.
Ate Angela!
Ano ba yun?
Patulong naman po!
Ano yan?
Nahihirapan po kasi ako matandaan yung internal structure ng Earth.
Madali lang yan, Rafaela. Ang shell ng itlog ay may hahalin tulad natin sa crust. At ang puting bahagi naman ng itlog ay ang mantle. Sarap, diba? Nakikita mo to. Ang yelong bahagi naman ng itlog ay ang Earth's core, or ang pinakagitna na bahagi ng Earth.
The best ka talaga, Ate Angela!
Walang anuman yun, Rafaela. Natutuwa ako dahil pinapahalagahan mo ang natatanging kayamanang may bibigay ng mga magulang mo. Sali ka pa sa susunod na linggo, ha? May mga community services pa tayong gagawin. Tutulong pa tayo sa mga livelihood programs. Naku, Rafaela, magugustuhan mo to dahil gagawa rin tayo ng basket kagaya nito at saranggola o kite. Pupuntahan rin natin ang pamayanan kung saan carving naman ang nakasanayang gawin nila kagaya nito.
Ang ganda! May bumibili pa po ba ng kite, Ate Angela?
Oo naman, may mga annual tourism kite festival sa bansa. Last year nga, nakapunta ako sa Sipalay, Negros Occidental, Dumaguete City, at Suluk, Davao del Sur, kung saan itinuro namin sa mga kabataang kagaya mo ang kahalagahan ng pangangalaga sa ating kapaligiran. Alam mo naman na lahat tayo ay apektado sa climate change. Kaya, maging parte rin tayo sa solusyon nito. Hindi ka lang bata dahil ikaw ay may kakayahang baguhin ang sarili para mas maging responsable. Kagaya ko, mas naging responsable ako simula nung sumali ako sa mga lipunang sibil na kung saan mas pinapahalagahan nila ang kabutihang panlahat kaysa sa sariling interes.
Ang tatay ko, ate, ay magsasaka. Sabi niya, ang pangunahing kabuhayan doon sa amin ay ang pagsasaka ng palay. Kahit mahirap pa noon ang irigasyon. Pero ngayon ay may sapat ng irigasyon doon sa amin.
Oh.
Till next time po, tumatawag na po kasi si nanay.
See you next week, Rafaela, at sa susunod pang linggo. Dahil may medical mission pa tayo. Disseminate information of our free dental checkup.
Sige po!
Bye!
Rafaela, anak! Natutuyo na tong mga halaman. Tama na muna yung pagbabike mo upang madiligan ito.
Opo, Nay! Andyan na po! Patuloy niyong pagandahin ang tahanan namin, ha?
Anak, tikman mo muna tong appetizer na ginawa ko kung papasaba sa panlasa mo.
Alam mo na, magsusupply na ako ng hot and cold appetizer sa resto bar na pinagtatrabahuan ng Kuya Granger mo. Ah, Nay, ano po ba trabaho ni Kuya Granger? Sa pagkakaalam ko, isang desk control supervisor ang Kuya Granger mo. And one of his functions and rules is to listen to the special request of guests. Ang galing naman ni Kuya, Nay. Nay, matanong ko nga lang, nilalagyan ba yun ng maraming asin ng atsara?
Katamtaman lang, anak.
Nay, parang may napapansin ako sa inyo. Bigay ni tatay ang silver na relo niya, no?
Oo nga, anak. Kung kailan nasa dapit hapon na kami ng tatay nyo, saka pa nakaisip ng pasurpresa.
Wow!
Kari, alas stress na. Halika na, magdasal na tayo. Opo. Ikaw na ang mauna. Opo. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You died, Jesus, as the source of life, flowed out for souls, and the ocean of mercy opened up for the whole world. O fountain of life, immeasurable divine mercy, cover the whole world and empty yourself out upon us.
Thank you for picking up the phone. I need your help, Bess. May binili kasi ako online na ibang-iba sa actual product na hawak ko ngayon. Matingkad kasi sa picture, faded naman pala. Anong gagawin ko? Saka yung brand, mali yung spelling, and yung presyo, halos katumbas lang sa original.
Pwede kang magreklamo sa seller niyan, Bess. May karapatan tayong mamimili, no? Ayon nga sa Republic Act 7394 or sa Consumer Act of the Philippines.
Salamat, Bess, ha? Pinalakas mo loob ko. Hindi na ako manghihinaya na i-confront ang seller.
Push mo yan. Mahirap ang buhay, no? As a matter of fact, many suffer from overpopulation and poverty, which resulted to high unemployment rate. Also, prioritize yung needs kesa sa wants, Bessie. Huwag mag-order kung hindi kinakailangan. And lastly, know your priorities. Ika nga nila, ang bawat butil ay ginto.
O siya, sige. Salamat uli, ha? Pag-aaralan ko pa kasi yung mga ambag ng kabihasnan sa Egypt at yung mga dinastiya sa sinaunang kabihasnan ng China.
Okay, bye!
Bye! May aaminin ako sa'yo bukas. Puntahan kita dyan. Okay? Bye! Huhulaan ko. Magbibake ka, no?
Yes, may nag-order kasi sa akin.
Ang laki na siguro na nga kinikita mo sa pagiging negosyante mo, no? If I were to graph it, ganito siguro yun. For the first week, siguro 500 pesos yung kinikita mo, no? For the second week, siguro 1,000. And the third week, mga nasa 1,500 na. Habang tumatagal, papalaki talagang kita mo.
Puro kakalukuhan. Tikman mo na lang kaya to.
Nahiya naman ako. Tingnan mo, sa garnishing pa lang. Pero, siguro, pagpapatuloy mo to, pagluluto mo, successful ka.
Talaga?
Oo. Pero maiba tayo, ah. I signed you up for the spoken poetry. Both of us, actually. English at Filipino ang tatanggapin nilang mga pyesa.
Ikaw na lang kayong mag-deliver sa phone ko.
May nagawa na akong tula. And, best in English ka. I know you can deliver it better. Ay, teka ha. Sasagutin ko na. Okay.
Sawadika! Hello, ate.
Sawadika! Penyang Raibang?
May nasin ako sa'yo. Nakita mo ba? Tama ba yung sagot ko, ate?
Yes, Kim. Tama yung sagot mo.
Salamat, Ate Les. Okay, last na lang pala. Perfect square ang 25, di ba?
Yes! Yesterday once more. Bye!
James goes to the rim once again, lays it up and in, and he's in double.
Those two guys are exceptionally talented. I mean, like you always say, like top 5.
Back to James. James goes inside, the flush and the foul. 10 assists. The Lakers 127 away from the title. Final seconds here in this NBA season. The respect from those two.
Idol talaga si LeBron James, no? Magaling naman talaga kasi siya. Siya nga ang laging MVP, di ba?
Talo nga yung team ko. Pero in fairness, no, mahigpit ng naging laro.
Oo nga, napansin mo ba yung simula ng laro? Di ba umalma yung coach sa desisyon ng referee?
Oo nga, no. Pero in fairness sa referee, ha, nanindigan talaga siya sa kanyang desisyon. Ganyan talaga pag mahigpit ang laro. Oo.
Beautiful disaster. Broken, she was made whole. Brand new creation and afraid of the fall. Blown, she found her peace, like toast bamboo still in place. Burnt, she burst with true light, too bright like stars in twilight. Beaten by the surging waves, she dares to be brave. Perfectly imperfect, consistently inconsistent, she is both heaven and hell, history no one can tell. But like a lake in all its glory, after an explosion telling a story, she is a constant reminder beauty exists after a commotion. A dose of laughter, worthy of the hereinafter, my happily ever after. She is indeed a beautiful disaster.
Sa hinahangaan kong marikit na manunulat, magandang gabi sa dilag na nakabibighani ang ganda. Lubos akong natutuwa nang mapakinggan ko ang iyong makapagbagbag damdamin na tula. Sa umpisa ako'y napaisip, teka lang, sino ba ang nasa likod nitong napakahiwagang obra? Di tuloy mapigil ng puso ko ang kagustuhang ikaw ay aking makilala. Malaman ang totoong kwento sa tulang nag-uumapaw ng damdaming di ko mawari. Wow! Siguro ang iba ay nanghina na dulot ng pait at kabiguan sa buhay. Subalit ikaw ay bukod tangit tunay ngang kahanga-hanga. Sa halip na malugmok, ikaw ay nanindigan at patuloy na lumalaban. Inihalin tulad mo ang iyong sarili sa Taal Lake, isang makapigil hiningang tanawin na nabuo mula sa nakapanghingilabot na pagsabog ng bulkan. Sino nga ba ang mag-aakala? Tama ka, totoong pagkatapos ng unos ay may bagong pag-asa at ang magandang buhay ay tiyak na darating. Hay, patuloy ka sanang maging inspirasyon sa iyong mga mambabasa at tagapakinig. Hangad ko ang ating nalalapit na pagkikita. Maraming salamat sa dala mong inspirasyon, dulot ng kakaiba mong kwentong nais kong mas maintindihan pa. Lubos na humahanga, Khalid.
세상의 소리 질러 I love you 너 사랑한다고 내 여자가 되어달라고 눈부셔 always you're my star 내가 너 지켜줄게 세상의 소리 질러 I love you 너 사랑한다고 내 여자가 되어달라고 눈부셔 always
phrases is important for both written and spoken language because it allows us to communicate better. Words work together to create an element of speech.
Hello grade 7 learners! Today we're going to learn how to use noun phrases appropriately and meaningfully. Before going deeper, let us first define some terminologies for better understanding. A phrase is a group of words that expresses a concept and is used as a unit within a sentence. A noun phrase is a group of two or more words that is headed by a noun. It could be a name of a person, place, or a thing that includes modifiers. A modifier is a word, phrase, or clause which modifies or describes other words in a sentence.
This time, let us play a particular portion of the episode and listen to the first stanza of the poem, Beautiful Disaster.
Beautiful disaster. Broken, she was made whole. Brand new creation and afraid of the fall. Blown, she found her peace, like toast bamboo still in place. Burnt, she burst with true light, too bright like stars in twilight. Beaten by the surging waves, she dares to be brave. Perfectly imperfect, consistently inconsistent, she is both heaven and hell, mystery no one can tell. But like to a lake in all its glory, after an explosion telling a story, she is a constant reminder beauty exists after a commotion. A dose of laughter, worthy of the hereinafter, my happily ever after. She is indeed a beautiful disaster.
To better understand today's lesson, let us read the following sentences from the idea presented in the poem Beautiful Disaster and identify the noun phrase used. Again, your task is to pick out the noun phrases in the following sentences. Go learners! I'm sure you can do it. You are given 5 seconds to do this.
Sentences are: the brand new creation is unafraid of the fall. Second sentence, she found the tossed bamboos still in place. Now let us check your answer. If you choose the phrases brand new creation and tossed bamboos as noun phrases, then you're absolutely correct. Since a phrase is used as a part of a unit within a sentence, let us discuss how it functions in the following lines. Let us first start with the sentence, the brand new creation is unafraid of the fall. Now, what is the subject in the sentence? That's right, it's the phrase brand new creation. How did the speaker describe this brand new creation? Exactly, it is unafraid of the fall, which is considered as a complete predicate. Again, the subject in the sentence is the noun phrase brand new creation. It is a noun phrase which functions as a subject. For easy identification, noun phrases are actually nouns with modifiers. In the example we have a while ago, the noun is creation, while the modifier is brand new. And if we combine them together, we will have the noun phrase brand new creation. Please do take note that the modifier could come before or after the noun. Let us have another example. In the sentence, she found the tossed bamboo still in place. Does the noun phrase tossed bamboos function as a subject? Precisely, not anymore. It no longer functions as a subject of the sentence. This brings us to the idea that there are still other functions of noun phrases in sentences. Let us begin analyzing the sentence again. The sentence is, she found the tossed bamboos still in place. Again, who is the subject in the sentence? Definitely, it is the pronoun she. The action done by the subject is expressed by the verb found. Now learners, what did the subject she find? Great! She found the tossed bamboos. In the sentence, the tossed bamboos has now become the direct object of the verb found since it answers the question, what did she find? If the word next to the verb would supply the answer to the question what or who, it is considered as the direct object or the receiver of the action. In this case, the direct object is the noun phrase tossed bamboos since it is composed of the modifier tossed plus the noun bamboo. This time, let us learn more about the functions of noun phrases. As defined, noun phrases are a group of words having the same functions as nouns. They can either serve as a subject, direct object, or object of the prepositions.
Earlier, you have learned that a modifier can come before or after the noun. If it comes before the noun, it is likely to be an article, possessive noun, possessive pronoun, adjective, or participle. Modifiers that come after the noun include prepositional phrases, adjective clause, participle phrases, and infinitives. The best way to identify the distinct features of nouns is to explore some examples of noun phrases. Let us identify some of the types and uses of noun phrases in the sentence. The 3 students answer their modules. The noun phrase, the 3 students, in the sentence acts as a subject because they are the ones being spoken about in the sentence and the doer of the action answered. Let us now proceed with our second sentence. A bookworm's best friend is an educational book. The noun phrase, an educational book, acts as a complement to the subject, a bookworm's best friend. In this case, the noun phrase, an educational book, consists of the modifier, an educational, plus the noun, book. Third sentence. She gave her kind teacher a letter. The noun phrase in the sentence is her kind teacher. It acts as indirect object because it answers the question, to whom did she give the letter? It is the recipient of the direct object, a letter. The indirect object consists of the modifier, her kind, plus the noun, teacher. Sentence number 4. At the webinar, I met an old friend. The noun phrase in the sentence is an old friend as the direct object of the verb met, since it answers the question, who did she meet at the webinar? The noun phrase, an old friend, is composed of the modifier, an old, plus the noun, friend. And our last sentence is, volunteers were sewing a strip of white cloth. The noun phrase in the sentence, white cloth, is the object of the preposition of. In this case, the modifier or the word used to describe a noun is the word white plus the noun cloth.
Now that you have learned how to use noun phrases in sentences, let us have some activities. Kindly get your activity sheet in English and perform what is instructed of you. Activity number 1. Directions. Underline the noun phrases in the following sentences and identify their functions. Subject, complement, direct object, indirect object, or object of the preposition. Activity number 2. Directions. Supply the appropriate noun phrase to complete the idea of each statement.
Words are more meaningful and useful if they are connected with other set of words to create phrases, clauses, and sentences.
Through combining words, we can create another idea for better learning. May we function like phrases, working and collaborating with others to make our existence more profound and worthwhile. Thank you for being with us, learners.
Continue to love, care, and share.
Till then, and see you for another episode of
Ang Tangkub!
This has been Teacher Mahalia
and Teacher Pinky,
your English teacher, saying, let your knowledge in English allow you to speak kindness across the globe.
Bye!
Nature creates unity even in the parts of a whole by Eugene Delacroix. Hello grade 7 learners, I am Teacher James and welcome to another episode of Ang Tangkub TV-based instruction. This time, we will now facilitate your learning in TLE Household Services Exploratory course based on the video played earlier. Let's try to look back at this scene.
OMG! Bakit ang tagal kong nagising sa alarm? May mangrove planting pala ngayon. Naku! Walang SK chairman na late sa livelihood program ng gobyerno.
Can you spot the cleaning equipment in Angela's room? Do you know what cleaning equipment is that? You're right. That is a vacuum cleaner. As a review, a vacuum cleaner is a device that uses an air pump to create a partial vacuum to suck up dirt and dust, usually from floors and other surfaces as well. It may look like a complicated machine, but a conventional vacuum cleaner is made up of these essential parts: beat bar, drive belt, power head motor, power head switch, hose, filter cover, motor cover, on and off switch, motor, bag, filter, and the electrical cord. Another cleaning equipment that is randomly used by housekeepers is a floor buffer or a floor polisher. A floor buffer or a floor polisher is an electrical device that is used to clean and maintain non-carpeted floors such as hardwood, marble, tile, or linoleum. Here are the different parts of a floor polisher or a floor buffer. Operation control, handle tube, power cord, transport wheels, all metal housing, and the pad diameter. Those are the different parts of a floor polisher and a vacuum cleaner. At this point, let us try to check your learning from today's lesson. Please get your activity sheet in Household Services Exploratory course and answer the given questions. Until then, continue learning and hashtag Shine TANGKUB Stars!
Inihahandog ng Dibisyon ng Tangkub City ang iba't ibang kwento, aral, at kaalaman habang kayo ay nasa inyong mga tahanan. TV-based instruction.
is better than force. It is when you're passionate about the things you say that you can clearly get your point across.
Good day, grade 8 learners! Let us unlock another meaningful lesson to help you become the best communicator capable of exploring the world.
For this episode, let us learn to use a range of verbs, adverbs, and adjectives to convey an emotional response or reaction to an issue, to persuade.
And to be able to learn this essential skill, let us view first the segment of the episode you viewed a while ago. Do watch this closely with keen eyes for our discussion later.
Beautiful disaster. Broken, she was made whole. Brand new creation and afraid of the fall. Blown, she found her peace. Like toast bamboo still in place. Burnt, she burst with true light, too bright like stars in twilight. Beaten by the surging waves, she dares to be brave. Perfectly imperfect, consistently inconsistent, she is both heaven and hell, mystery no one can tell. But like to a lake in all its glory, after an explosion telling a story, she is a constant reminder beauty exists after a commotion. A dose of laughter, worthy of the here and after, my happily ever after. She is indeed a beautiful disaster.
How do you find the poem? And what emotion have you felt while listening to it? Did you seem to be carried away by how the author deeply felt? These are some of the questions that you will try to answer in a little while. Normally, human emotions are quite complex as people face different life situations. The emotional response to different situations could either be positive or negative. But knowing how to properly express our emotions using sound language will give us an edge. Emotive language is a phrase used to describe any words. It could be verbs, adjectives, or adverbs that have an emotional effect to the audience or viewers. It is important to take note or consider how language make you feel.
Going back to our first question earlier, how do you find a poem and what emotion have you felt while listening to it? Well, if you were able to sympathize with the author, it means that the poem is successful in its use of persuasion.
Let us illustrate the idea through some contextual examples. For instance, when someone would say, "Put that in the recycle bin," this sentence does not use an emotive language because it does not cause an emotional reaction. But if I rephrase it and say, "You should recycle because it saves the planet," does it now elicit an emotional response? Definitely yes. It causes a reaction because we are given a context that if we act now, we are actually making a significant role in saving the environment.
Now, can you cite line or lines from the poem that use a range of verbs, adjectives, and adverbs to convey emotional response to an issue to persuade? You may have different choices, but let us pick these two lines from the second stanza to be analyzed. Burnt, she burst with true light, too bright like stars on twilight.
In this given stanza, we can tell that the writer used describing words to characterize an event in a particular way. The adjectives were actually carefully selected to achieve a particular effect. Moreover, it is important to think of the connotation of some adjectives. And here, the act of bursting was described as something that displayed true light. The light described by the adjective was further modified and intensified by the use of the adverb of degree, which is to, and the adjective bright.
Aside from adjectives, adverbs are also used to persuade. They give further information about the verb or adjective. Let us take these lines from the poem still. Perfectly imperfect, consistently inconsistent.
The adverb perfectly tells something about the manner by which something has been imperfect. The same goes true with the second adverb, consistently, which describes how inconsistent something is. Given that these are also examples of oxymorons, then we can tell that it is the reason why two contradicting terms have been placed side by side. And in this case, they connote a state of mystery.
Truly, the appropriate use of emotive verbs, adverbs, and adjectives can persuade people to believe into something and call them into action. Now that you already have an idea as to how important carefully crafted utterances are in making a point, it's now time for you to get your activity sheet in English 8 and read the instructions.
Activity: writing a friendly letter. Directions: read the text and how to stay healthy. Complete the friendly letter by telling how important it is to be physically and mentally healthy as discussed in the text. Use appropriate adverbs of opinion in making your thoughts convincing. Criteria are there to be your guide. Criteria: clear and convincing ideas, 5 points. This means ideas are clear and convincing. It is easy to figure out what the letter is all about. Appropriate adverbs of opinion, 5 points. The letter contains 4 to 5 adverbs of opinion that are appropriately used. Number of sentences, 5 points. The letter is composed of 5 sentences. A total of 15 points all in all.
Delicate language choices or carefully chosen words are necessary in the expression of the richness of the human feelings, emotions, opinions, and judgments.
Most often, we make transactions, and one of these transactions are convincing others, such as making others believe in us or telling them to do exactly what we ask of them.
So, the next time you make conversation with others, try to use emotive language.
We hope that you have learned from us. This has been Ma'am Mahalia
and Ma'am Pinky,
your English teacher, saying, continue to love,
care, and share.
See you again next time, still here in your one and only educational TV program,
Ang Tangkub! Bye!
A great relationship is about two things. First, appreciate the similarities. And second, respecting the differences. Hello, grade 8 learners. I am Teacher James, and welcome to another episode of Ang TANGKUB TV-based instruction. We will now process your learning in TLE Household Services Exploratory course based on the video played earlier. Let's try to look back at this scene.
Ate Angela! Oh, Rafaela. Ate Angela.
Ano ba yun?
Patulong naman po.
Ano yan?
Nahihirapan po kasi ako matandaan yung internal structure ng Earth.
Ah, madali lang yan, Rafaela. Ang shell ng itlog ay may hahalin tulad natin sa crust. At ang puting bahagi naman ng itlog ay ang mantle. Sarap, di ba? Nakikita mo to. Ang yelong bahagi naman ng itlog ay ang Earth's core or ang pinakagitna na bahagi ng Earth.
The best ka talaga, Ate Angela!
Walang anuman yun, Rafaela. Natutuwa ako dahil pinapahalagahan mo ang natatanging kayamanang may bibigay ng mga magulang mo. Sali ka pa sa susunod na linggo, ha?
Based on the scene, Rafaela is showing appreciation to Angela by saying,
The best ka talaga, Ate Angela!
Showing appreciation is an example of interpersonal skills. To be a good housekeeper, one must practice interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. When we say interpersonal or people skills, these are the skills that we use in interacting and communicating with other people. On the other hand, intrapersonal skills or personal skills are the talents and abilities that exist within an individual which aids him or her in problem solving. Examples of interpersonal skills are ability to manage conflict, ability to solve problems, ability to communicate clearly, ability to listen, demonstrate responsibility, being accountable for your actions, showing appreciations, and flexibility. Examples of intrapersonal skills are adaptability, self-awareness, self-management, relationship management, and social awareness. Those are the different interpersonal and intrapersonal skills needed to become a good housekeeper. This time, let us try to check your learning from today's episode. Please get your activity sheet in Household Services Exploratory course and answer the given questions. I leave you for now. Until then, continue learning and hashtag Shine TANGKUB Stars.
Inihahandog ng Dibisyon ng TANGKUB City ang iba't ibang kwento, aral at kaalaman habang kayo ay nasa inyong mga tahanan. TV-based instruction.
Rockefeller once said, "Every right implies a responsibility, every opportunity an obligation, every possession a duty." Welcome grade 9 learners. It's another fun and exciting day to learn meaningful lesson in English.
You have learned from our previous discussion that modal is a type of auxiliary or helping verb that is used to ask or give permission like may, might, can, could, will, would, shall, and should. And to express obligation like must and have to.
Today we will learn how to use modals to express obligation. Please take a look at this segment of the episode and identify the modals of obligation in the characters' conversation.
Yes? Ano yun? Leslie ng buhay ko?
Carrie, my darling! Matutuwa kasi babalita ko. Promise! May spoken word competition sa school sa susunod na linggo. Sali tayo, please!
Ay, naku! Alam mo namang mahihayin ako, Les. Kaya kong sumulat ng tula, pero yung ibahagi ko sa harap ng maraming tao, no way, no, no, no. Ayoko. Pass.
Did you identify the modal of obligation in the text message of Leslie to Carrie? Very good. It is the sentence, you should not fear the sound of your own voice and face your fears.
What word was used by Leslie to emphasize the obligation of Carrie? Perfect. It is the word should. What is the obligation of Carrie that was pointed out by Leslie in the statement? That's right. She emphasized that Carrie has an obligation to herself, and that is not to fear the sound of her own voice and face her fears.
Since modal should is used as an auxiliary verb in the statement, you should not fear the sound of your own voice and face your fears, the word fear is used as the main verb.
Can you still find another model of obligation in the conversation? Let us continue watching. Can you identify another model of obligation used in the message sent by Carrie to Leslie? Great job! It is the model must.
Another obligation of Carrie that Leslie had mentioned is she must come out of her shell. This means that Carrie should be more willing to talk and take part in social activities like joining in a spoken word competition.
Truly, models are used to express obligation. An obligation is a necessity or something that you need to do. Musts, have to, ought, and should are models of obligation. There are two types of modal verbs of obligation. Must and have to primarily express personal or general firm obligations. Should and ought to are those that express a recommendation or moral obligation.
This time, let us have these sentences using the modal of obligation. These are all about the things you should observe nowadays. First, you must submit your requirements on time. It is your personal obligation to submit your requirements on time. You can express this using the modal must. Second sentence, you have to stay at home for your safety. It is a general and firm obligation of everyone nowadays to stay at home for safety. This is expressed using the modal have to. Third statement, you ought to listen to your elders. It is your moral obligation to listen to your elders. This can be expressed using the modal ought to. And the last, you should drink 8 to 10 glasses of water to fight infections. It is strongly recommended by the DOH that drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water is good for our body. This is expressed using the modal should.
Now that you have learned how to use model of obligation appropriately, you can now communicate more effectively and express yourself confidently. Kindly get your activity sheet in English 9 and do the instructions. Directions. Make a flyer containing at least 5 important reminders, tips, or advice for people to stay safe and protect themselves from catching the COVID-19 infection. Apply your knowledge in models of obligation, musts, should, have to, and ought to.
Your possible output of the flyer should look like this. You may opt to draw it or cut pictures to beautify your output.
A person is bound or obliged to do certain things from which a sense of responsibility arises.
Using the right modal as part of our conversation will surely strengthen this value.
Thank you for being with us, learners, for today's episode of
Ang Tangkub!
This is Mama Halia
and Ma'am Pinky,
your English teacher, saying, continue to love, care, and share. Up next is another set of TLE lessons.
Goodbye!
Eating is a necessity, but cooking is an art. Hello, grade 9 learners. I am Teacher James, and welcome to the 8th episode of Ang TANGKUB TV-based instruction. This time, we are now to process your learning in TLE Cookery 9 based on the video played earlier. Let's try to watch this scene again.
Tikman mo na lang kaya to.
Nahiya naman ako.
Tingnan mo, sa garnishing pa lang. Pero, siguro, pagpapatuloy mo to, pagluluto mo, successful ka. Talaga. Oo.
Based on the scene, what did Carrie offer to Leslie? You're right. Carrie offered food to Leslie. Now, let's listen to the reaction of Leslie when she saw the food.
Nahiya naman ako.
Tingnan mo, sa garnishing pa lang.
Based on her reaction, she mentioned garnishing, right? Do you know that garnish is one of the elements of plating? A garnish is a decoration or embellishment used on food to enhance its appearance. Today, learners, we will explore the world of presenting a range of appetizers. Plate presentation is the process of presenting the appetizers to guests in a stylish and pleasing manner. It requires skills, style, and creativity. Today's lesson will provide you knowledge, skills, and understanding in presenting a range of appetizers. The fundamentals of plating are balance, portion size, and arrangement of the plate. Balance. The rules of a good menu balance apply to plating. Select food and garnishes that offer variety and contrast. Balance include color, shapes, texture, and flavors. For color, 2 or more colors on a plate are usually more interesting than one. Shapes, plan for a variety of shapes and forms. Cutting vegetables into different shapes gives the plated food great flexibility. Texture, not strictly visual consideration, but important in plating in menu planning. Flavors, one of the factors to consider when balancing colors, shapes, and texture on the plate. Portion size. This is important for presentation as well as for costing. Match portion sizes and plates. Too small a plate makes an overcrowded, jumbled, messy appearance, while too large a plate makes the portion looks skimpy. Balance the portion sizes of various items on the plate. Apply logical balance of portions. Arrangement of the plate. Here are the basic principles of platter presentation. Consider the 3 elements of a buffet platter: a centerpiece, the slice or serving portion, and the garnish. The food should be easy to handle and serve, so that one portion can be removed without ruining the arrangement. A simple design is best. Simple arrangement is easier to serve, more appetizing, and still attractive when half consumed by the guest. Attractive platter presentation may be made on silver or other metals, on mirrors, chinaware, plasticware, wood, or any other materials, provided they are presentable and suitable for food. Think of the platter as part of the whole. It must be attractive and appropriate to the other presentation in the table. Here are some of the considerations you need to bear in mind when designing the platter. First, plan ahead. Make a sketch by dividing the tray into 6 or 8 sections. This will help you lay out a balanced and symmetrical design. The sketch should indicate the centerpiece, slices of food, and garnishes. Second, get movement into your design. Good design makes your eyes move across the platter, following the lines you have set up. It could be arranged in rows or lines. Third, give the design a focal point. Use centerpiece to emphasize and strengthen the design by giving it direction and height. Note that centerpiece is not always in the center. Fourth, Keep items in portion. Fifth, make the garnish count. Use garnish to balance out a plate by providing additional element. Two elements on a plate often look unbalanced, but adding a garnish completes the picture. On the other hand, don't add unnecessary garnish. Sixth, don't drown every plate in sauce or gravy. It may hide colors and shapes. Seventh, keep it simple. Simplicity is more attractive than complicated designs. And lastly, let the guest see the best side of everything. Angle overlapping slices and wedge-shaped pieces toward the customer, and the best side of each slice is up. There you have it. Those are the most important considerations you need to bear in mind when you do platter presentation. As a review, what are the different fundamentals of plating again? Correct. The fundamentals of plating are balance, portion size, and arrangement of the plate. How about the three elements of a buffet platter? What are they again? You're right. The three elements of a buffet platter are centerpiece, portion size, slices or portion serving, and garnishes. This time, let's try to check your learning from today's lesson. Please get your activity sheet in TLE Cookery 9 and answer the given questions. This has been Teacher James saying, Happy Holidays, continue learning, and hashtag Shine TANGKUB Stars.
Inihahandog ng Dibisyon ng TANGKUB City ang iba't ibang kwento, aral at kaalaman habang kayo ay nasa inyong mga tahanan. TV-based instruction.
Written text can be evaluated using a set of criteria. And the ability to evaluate a certain text is an important skill that students must learn because it is when you evaluate information that you could be able to alter, affirm, or widen your personal opinions or worldviews.
Hello, grade 10 learners! It's another grand morning to learn another meaningful lesson in English. This time, you should learn how to evaluate and make judgment about a range of texts using a set of criteria.
Now, let us play back this segment of the episode Beautiful Disaster and be very observant as to the message of the spoken text, the author's intention, and how relatable is the message.
Beautiful disaster. Broken, she was made whole. brand new creation and afraid of the fall. Blown, she found her peace, like toast bamboo still in place. Burnt, she burst with true light, too bright like stars in twilight. Beaten by the surging waves, she dares to be brave. Perfectly imperfect, consistently inconsistent, she is both heaven and hell, history no one can tell. But like to a lake in all its glory, after an explosion telling a story, she is a constant reminder beauty exists after a commotion. A dose of laughter, worthy of the here and after, my happily ever after. She is indeed a beautiful disaster.
This time, let us discuss the text, specifically the spoken text, by answering the following guide questions. Number 1. What is the message of the spoken texts? Number 2. What do you think is the writer's intention or author's purpose? Number 3. Was the author's purpose achieved effectively? How? Fourth question. Can you relate to the work? Did the work stir some memories and emotions?
If you will be able to answer all those 4 essential questions, then surely you are able to give an evaluation or judgment following certain set of criteria or guidelines.
So, let us discuss the first question, which is the message of the spoken text. If you were observant enough, the title itself is an example of oxymoron.
An oxymoron is a technique or rhetorical device used to create dramatic effect for the reader. By placing contradicting terms beside each other, an oxymoron has an effect of entertaining readers or making readers ponder on the meaning behind the phrase. Some examples of oxymoron are live recording, virtual meeting, student-teacher, and the like. Inferring the spoken text message, we can say that the author would like to open the eyes of readers of the many ironies or paradoxes in life.
When the writer said that a person who is broken can be a whole, brand new creation, unafraid of the fall, the author could be referring to the negative experiences in life, which taught us to become braver than we used to, or that allowed us to unleash certain strength we never thought we have.
Can you think of other beautiful disasters in life? Something that at first might have taught you lessons the hard way, but had become a real blessing in disguise. In the piece, the author mentioned of the Al volcano as a concrete example. Its beauty is really unequaled, but what created the basin-like crater was actually a series of disasters. Volcanic explosions, to be exact.
Were you able to connect to the author's dear learners? If yes, then this brings us to the second point of our discussion, which is, what do you think is the writer's intention?
There are 3 main purposes that motivates writers: persuasion, description, entertainment. Do you still remember the acronym PI? If you do, then that will come in handy. Now tell me, what does it stand for? Perfect! It stands for persuade, inform, and entertain.
Identifying the writer's intention doesn't have to be tiresome guessing game and mystery chase. All we have to do is to discover the rhetoric or the way authors structure their language to get a point across.
Now, does the poem Beautiful Disaster appeal to your emotion? If yes, then the author wants to convince you of something. And taking the message of the poem into account, she wants you to believe that there is something positive that can emerge from a bad and favorable and negative situation. In fact, the writer wants to achieve emotional depth through her vivid use of imagery.
Now, Let us proceed to the third criteria to evaluate the spoken word poetry. The point of discussion is, was the author's purpose achieved effectively? How?
The answer to this may vary from one person to another because each of us have different perception, and that literature by all means can be judged from different vantage points, or from which angle are you looking at things. But the fact that the author provided evidences all throughout the 5-stanza poem means that she was successful in achieving her purpose, and that the use of figurative language has made that happen.
The fourth question will be left for you to ponder because it will be a part of your task to do as you take hold of your activity sheet. Use the knowledge you gained from our discussion to confidently give the best possible answer.
Directions. Read the spoken word text, Beautiful Disaster, and analyze it using the given guide question. You will be graded according to content, 10 points. Your points or ideas are logical and well elaborated. Organization, 10 points. Coherence and cohesion are observed, a total of 20 points. Evaluating and making judgment about a range of text using a set of criteria is not as complicated as it might sound. You just need to be observant and analytical about the literary devices or techniques that writers use to deliver their views.
Hope that you have learned from this episode, great and learners. Stay tuned, for up next is another brand new lesson in TLE.
Still here in your one and only educational TV program,
Ang Tangkub!
This has been Mama Halia
and Ma'am Pinky,
your English teacher, is saying, continue to love, care, and share. Goodbye!
There can be no real beauty without neatness and order. Hello, great and learners! I am Teacher James, and welcome to the 8th episode of Ang Tangkub TV-based instruction. At this point, we are now to process your learning in TLE Housekeeping 10 based on the video played earlier. Let's try to watch this scene again.
OMG! Bakit ang tagal kong nagising sa alarm? May mangrove planting pala ngayon. Naku! Walang SK chairman na late sa livelihood program ng gobyerno.
As you can see, Angela arranged her bed after she woke up. Just like in hotels, there are certain procedures implemented for the proper cleaning of guest rooms. For today's lesson, we will explore the nature and scope of guest room cleaning, care, and maintenance. Guests want their hotel room to be clean and smell good. To be able to efficiently perform the job of a housekeeper, one is expected to complete a series of cleaning and sanitizing procedures. It is also expected that cleaning of room are finished within the given range of time. Points to remember when doing cleaning service to a guest room. Clean in one direction. Clean from top down. Clean from farthest point out. Check for damage. If there is something that requires maintenance or if a property is lost. Use correct equipment and cleaning agents to clean surfaces. 6 phases of cleaning a hotel guest room. Phase 1. Opening the windows to air out the room and turning off of air conditioning system. Washing hands and putting on protective disposable gloves. Emptying out the trash cans or bins. Stripping the bed and removing dirty linens. Phase 2. Removal of dirty towels from the bathroom, such as bath towels, hand towels, and face towels. Spraying the cleaning products necessary for disinfection. Removal of gloves. Phase 3. Making up the bed. Phase 4. Dusting all surfaces such as bedside table, desk, chair, TV, and etc. Checking TV, air conditioning, and lights to make sure they function properly. Phase 5. Cleaning the bathroom. And lastly, Phase 6. Replacing all free hotel amenities or products such as brochure, mints, shampoo, soap, etc. Vacuuming the room. Checking over the room, making sure that everything is in place. Those are the different phases of hotel guest room cleaning. At this point, let us try to check your learning from today's lesson. Please get your activity sheet in TLE Housekeeping 10 and answer the given questions. This has been Teacher James saying Happy Holidays, continue learning, and hashtag Shine TANGKUB Stars.
in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess can make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now. Hey, what you got to hide? I get angry too. Well, I'm a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroads and don't know which path to choose, let me come along. 'Cause even if you're wrong, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. And when the night falls on you, baby, you're feeling all alone. You won't be on your own. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you.
Tanggap City, simply home. Tanggap City, simply home. This is our place, Tanggap City. There is so much you can see. A paradise from nature's best. It's a beauty among the rest. Rich in culture and history, it has a colorful festivity. One people in harmony, one people in great revelry. Tanggap City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A bright future of our city is One people, one destiny. Tanggub City is a place to be. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's the legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Gearing for progress and development, people remain focused to their commitment, preserving the tradition of good values into Tanggub City, simply call our home. Tanggub City is proudly celebrating milestones and beyond. A never-ending celebration, a joy for everyone. Come and join us, let's all have fun. It's a legacy that we have done. A brighter future of our city is at hand. Brighter future, Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City, simply home. Tanggub City.
Kahit maraming problema, chill ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan. Ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa. Ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ang mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw na sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay.
Kahit maraming problema, chill ka lang, don't stop sa pag-eskwela. Kabataan, pag-asa ng ating bayan. Ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ay magtutulungan. Ihanda na ang pisara, upuan at mga mesa. Ang pag-aaral ay simulan na. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina, sa school magsama-sama. Abutin ng mga pangarap, mayaman man o mahirap. Edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Halina, balik eskwela na. Halina at magkakaisa. Maghawak ng kamay, sumigaw ng sabay-sabay. Isang tinig tungo sa tagumpay. Halina.
We hope that you have learned the most essential lessons you need to master. See you on our next episodes. This has been Ang Tangkub.
It's Tangkub, Tangkub, Tangkub time. We learn all things, it's very fun.
gusto mong maglingaw-lingaw, mga tawag magloling hayaw, mag-joyride na. Uba na ang imong barkada, silingan ug pamilya, mag-joyride na. Sination tang palibot, mga lugar sulod sa tanggob, mag-ubanta. Silang gato makilaw, sa sanabog sa pulaw, laagon ta. Labi na yun sa huyuhoy, ugnang dapit daghan og kahoy, talana. Maglibot tango, maglibot tango kita. Maglipay-lipay, magsakay-sakay tala. Maghihiusa, maghihigala, let's get together, make life feel better. Kung gusto ka og entertainment, for fun and for enjoyment, no problem ka. Sinanduloy among pambato, kumusayo smart kaayo, believe jud ka. Panahon sad sa Disyembre, super gid ka aligre, malingaw gid ka. Fireworks display daghang ganahan, musidlak sa kalangitan, mapawag gid ka. Christmas symbols, capital of the Philippines. Ninira na ninyo makita, friends, diba? Diri sa tango, maglibot tango kita. Maglipay-lipay, magsakay-sakay tala. Maghihiusa, maghihigala, let's get together, make life feel better. Makita, friends, diba? Hapit sa tango, maglibot tango kita. Maglipay-lipay, magsakay-sakay tala. Maglibot tango, maglibot tango kita. Maglibot tango, maglibot tango kita. Maglibot tango, maglibot tango kita. Maghihiusa, maghihigala, let's get together, make life feel better.
TV, mag-aral ng maigi to get the lessons easily. It's TANGKUB, TANGKUB, TANGKUB time. We learn all things, it's very